Good evening. For my Orbis Pictus Award winner, I chose the family Romanov, Murder Rebellion, The Fall of Imperial Russia, Candace Fleming. The illustrations are actual photographs published by Schwartz and Wave. It's a nonfiction historical book. The story gives us two perspectives of the same story: the causes and aftermath and events of the 1917 Russian Revolution, plus also the personal story of the last Tsar of Russia, Tsar Nicholas II, and his wife, Alexandra, and his children, probably the most famous of which was Anastasia. So the stories are intertwined. It's a history book, but then it tells the personal story of Tsar Nicholas and his family. Intertwined into the story, eyewitness accounts, personal stories of what life was like in Russia, especially for the peasants, and how they struggled under the Tsar. Some of these are actually difficult to read. They deal with topics: oppression, starvation, death. So this book is very much probably for older children, middle school and up, I would say. Other historical figures predominant in the book. The reason I thoroughly enjoyed it, one of the reasons I chose it, being a social studies teacher in high school: Rasputin, Lenin, and of course Anastasia, made famous by the Disney movie, the legend of whether or not she survived the killing of her parents and siblings. The book actually ends with bones being found and pictures from the 2000s of DNA testing, which proves that Anastasia did not. As well as being a biographical, the book is also a history of Russia, late 1800s through the Civil War of the 1920s, Russia's involvement in World War I, which was a complete disaster, ultimately led to the fall of Tsar Nicholas II. Also talks a lot about communism, what communism entails, which then leads into the reflection and then how it can be used in school. The illustrations in the book, or actual photographs, something I really love. I'll pick up history books, and the first thing I'll do is look at the photographs. One of the neat things about this is the Romanov family all had cameras. So a lot of the pictures are actually photographs that they took themselves. It's like looking at a family album. One photograph shows Alexandra just being worried about her son, who's in excruciating pain through hemophilia. I ended up reading the book in one setting. It's fascinating, especially the part about communism. So when you relate this to the kids, we can talk a little bit about communism, how you share everything, and such like. So I used to compare communism, democracy, capitalism, socialism with especially my high school students. Being born and raised in England, not so much socialist, but obviously welfare, children's allowance, government-paid healthcare. Some really good conversations that we had. The other thing you could teach using this book is pressures of leadership, mistakes that Tsar Nicholas II made. Just wanted to be maybe a regular guy, but obviously made some poor decisions, led to his downfall. So, thank you.